Dr. Jessica, your holistic Dr. Mama, where I teach you how to love your body, empower your mind, and nourish your spirit. And today I have a really special treat. My friend Shannon Willamson, she came and to my house to show me how to cook elderberry syrup. Now, a lot of people don't know about the powerful benefits of elderberry syrup and elderberries. So I teamed up with her because she told me that she's taught classes and she has a lot of experience making it. So I wanted to get her to show you guys exactly how to make it. So let's go ahead. Let's start off with, why did you start embarking upon making your own elderberry syrup?
Well, I started making my own because it's very expensive at the store and it's actually really, really easy to make. So anytime I can do that, hey, I can do this at home and save myself a ton of money and keep my family well, I'm going to do that. And elderberry has, I think it's surfaced in the last couple of years. I mean, I didn't really grow up in a holistic household at all. So I think, but I see it all the time on social media, I see it in the stores. I think it's just, they're starting to learn more and more about the health benefits of elderberry. And I think usually people know it's really, really good for the immune system. So it's great for prevention, but it's also study after study after study is showing that it can help, like if you get sick, it can help cut the duration of illness, you know, almost in half, if not more. And I have experienced that personally. So that's always the proof is in the pudding, right? So like if you experience that personally, then it makes you more excited to share with everybody. You need elderberry as part of your wellness toolkit.
I know, I like to say that every single parent should have a Crunchy Kid toolkit, and elderberry syrup is now going to be part of mine. I have a whole menagerie of tools in mine, like essential oils and homeopathies and tinctures. But now, adding elderberry syrup is really going to be great. And the fun thing is you can make elderberry syrup and make it then into like gummies, or you had mentioned popsicles, especially if they have sore throats, and even lollipops, etc. So a few things I want you guys to know how powerful elderberries are. Not only are they loaded with a ton of antioxidants, which help with free radical damage and anti-aging, and like Shannon said, it really, really helps with the immune system. But it promotes detoxification, and there's a lot of people that experience less pain and, you know, achy joints and arthritis symptoms, etc. So this is something that's really great to have during the cold and flu season, but really all year long. And it's really great for healing wounds, but also it's great for digestive health. And
I have a friend that swears by it, keeps it regular.
No, that is awesome. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I always notice the coyotes when in their poo, like my girls always pick out, they're like, what are those berries? And really they're elderberries. So, so that's what the animals are eating. And so it's really, really cool. So we're going to get started. We're going to show you exactly how to pretty much make your own batch. So thank you so much, because this is so amazing. To have somebody teach you like this, you guys have got to comment right now. Give me some thumbs up if you guys want to learn how to make this. And also make sure you comment. We want to hear your feedback, because this isn't something we always get. This is pretty special. I feel really grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Okay, so how do you get started with all this?
Okay, what you need are elderberries. And I think it's important to say right here that elderberries are not something that, because where I moved from in Seattle, we had elderberry trees, but it's not something where I send the kids out and go pick the elderberries like blueberries, because they have toxins in them in the raw form that could cause, you know, minor digestive upset, but then
some serious side effects. They basically produce in the raw form. If you eat them, or if they're not cooked well enough, they can pretty much create a cyanide effect and create that's a poisonous, you know, side effect in the body, and that's quite dangerous. So you got to make sure it's really cooked. They're cooked well. Yeah. So where do you get these? I see a couple packages here.
Yep. So you can cook them raw. You just want to make sure you cook it down. So if you get raw, I mean, a lot of people like to go out and pick them, and you can totally do that. And I'll explain instructions on how to do that. But I like just for convenience, and so I get the dried form, and that's readily available. You could go to your local co-op store. They're all over. Just make sure you're getting organic, non-GMO. That's just across the board. So this matters.
Can I share something real quick? So I noticed doing the research behind it, when you go ahead to pick the berries, make sure that they're dark, like they're at their dark state, you know, dark blue. They're not the reddish or greenish or whatever. They always want to be at their most ripe state. And plus that makes sense, because when things are at their most ripe state, they also have the most nutrition in them, and they give you the most abundant effect in the body.
Yeah. So I'm all about convenience. I'm a busy mom, so I get the dried. And this is a brand I like. It's called Frontier Co-op, and I get this Amazon Prime. You know, I just keep about 4 or 5 bags in my pantry, especially now. You want to stock up. There's stuff going around the world. We're not going to go down that, but stock up because this kind of stuff will sell out. But you can get other ones. Just get certified organic. Dried berries, okay? But this is from Amazon Frontier. I don't work for them. I just buy it. Yeah. So you're gonna get this is a 1 pound bag, and you can get about 16 bottles. So this bag is $20. So it's really affordable. Yeah. If you think about, and then go look and see what a bottle costs on Amazon, and you're gonna want to learn to make it yourself.
Well, not only that, but let's talk about, so yes, price-wise, absolutely, but also anything made from you is much healthier. You don't really know what's going on in those other bottles. We don't know how they've been shipped, what sort of preservatives have been added. We don't really know everything, every step of the process. That's why I love this. I love being able to be super crunchy and, you know, and eclectic in this way to be able to make your own stuff. So that's really important. So this is amazing. So this right here is going to be affordable. 16. Yep.
Approximately, depending on how if you're using it on the stove, if you're using it on the Instant Pot, whatever, because a lot of people like to cook it down more. So that's just an approximate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right. Cool. What else do you have here?
Okay.
So the other
here's what you need. Okay. We're just gonna write it down. We could probably post the rest.
Sure. Yeah. I'll put it in the description below. So make sure you check the description, and that way you can know exactly what ingredients and how much and stuff.
Yep. So here's your basic recipe: 1 cup of dried elderberries. If you're using raw, if you're using the whole form, 2 cups. Okay. So 1 cup dried or 2 cups raw berries, and then you're going to need some raw local honey. And I don't know if you've talked about the importance of
I haven't. I'll do that on a whole
Okay, that's a whole other thing.
Yes, we can.
Anytime you can get the local honey because it's really good for specific seasonal allergies, which is another great thing for elderberry. So raw local honey is best and organic. And so you'll need approximately 3/4 cup of honey per batch. You can add more, you can add less. That is more of a preference, okay? Because elderberry without honey tastes like dirty socks.
Ooh.
So there's
dirty socks.
Well, it's just that's what I would think it would taste like. But adding there's other benefits to raw local honey. So when you combine them, it's like a powerhouse effect. And then of course you need purified water, so that's your basic. And then I like to add essential oils. That's not required, but that's just going to up the antioxidants, it's going to up the immune system. And when you're working on something or prevention, that is what you want.
And just really quick, I want to add something. When you add the essential oils, let's make sure they're therapeutic based. Let's make sure that they're therapeutic based, meaning they can be external and internal. Now that's really, really critical. So, okay, so we've got the elderberry, we've got the raw local honey, and we have water, clean filtered water. So we got ours from the Conga machine, and we know that's perfect. Now, what do we do? Okay, I recommend an Instant Pot. That's the honey. I recommend having an Instant Pot anyway because it's really great for so many things. If you haven't done hard-boiled eggs in an Instant Pot, it's so easy. But this, I feel like this really helps to cook it really well too. So I don't have a concern. The saucepan, there's a little bit more babysitting required, there's a little bit more work, but I'll give you how to do it on the stove. But I recommend investing in an Instant Pot anyway. So I'm going to show you mainly how to do it in an Instant Pot, and it's really, really easy. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your 1 cup of berries, and you're going to just dump that in there, and then 4 cups purified water. That's your basic recipe. 1 cup dried berries, 4 cups purified water. So we just have it here just for convenience. It's already ready. That's it. You're going to put the lid on, and you're going to get that going. So let's get this batch going. And what you're going to do is on manual for 12 minutes. Okay? Make sure you're sealing, right? Oh, is that mine? My Instant Pot is different. I think that's right there. Yep. You know what? This fell off last night. So I wonder if that's okay.
So 12 minutes on manual. And then I like to do natural release. And so if you don't know about Instant Pot, we'll just that's a whole other class. But natural release is just letting the steam release naturally, and when it's done, you just pop off the lid, okay? That's step 1. You're just gonna put it on and you're gonna go off and do your thing. And if it sits there for 30 minutes in it, that's fine, whatever, okay? So the next step, once you have it's cooked, you're going to, you want to zoom in, you're going to dump the berries in here, okay? And I like to get a potato masher, okay? And then you're going to have what looks like this dark, beautiful syrup, right? So that's what it makes. It makes about 4 cups of syrup, okay? You want to let that cool, and that's because if you add honey to, it's going to be really hot because this is like a pressure cooker, right? So it's going to be really hot. So you want to let it completely cool before you add the honey and the oils, because what happens when you like cook food, especially it can kind of kill some of the benefits of it, especially with the honey and the oils. You don't want to like heat up oils because you can
lose their therapeutic
benefits. So this is cooled. So we are perfectly ready to move on. And this is where we're going to do the 3/4 cups of honey. So I have raw local honey here, and I'm glad I just remembered this. You want to mix the honey with the oils. If you're going to use essential oils, mix them with the honey before adding, and that will help disperse the oil, because otherwise, like if you took a bath and you put essential oils in, it's just going to sit at the top. So it just really helps to disperse it so that when you're drinking it, it's nice and mixed.
Will you share with us some of your favorite essential oils?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So my best seller is clove and orange together. It's phenomenal. You do not have to add oils, but this like elevates the flavor. My business is actually called Elevated Elderberry because it elevates it, and this is my best seller. So clove is one of the highest antioxidant oils. I mean, it is a powerhouse. It's great for detoxing and just immune system support. And then orange is great for the immune system too. And it just gives it, it's like when you add a citrus to a recipe or something, it just elevates that. That really helps to make it taste better.
And don't you find it brings out the antioxidant effect? I mean, so it is loaded with antioxidants.
Yeah, thieves is always great. It just, not everybody likes to consume it. So I feel like this gets a lot of the benefits, the clove and orange, without, because thieves has like some eucalyptus and and rosemary. So it's not for everybody, but it's great for immune system. And then I would like to do copaiba.
Yeah.
Because that's really good for pain and inflammation. And copaiba and orange tastes like a creamsicle. So that's really good if you're maybe trying to work on something different. So whatever you want. I do about 8 drops per batch.
Okay.
More like Young Living oils or therapeutic grade, a little goes a long way. So we're not putting 30, 40 drops in because you don't need it. You don't need it, and that's the benefit of using really high quality oils. Okay, so I just have a half a cup and a 1/4 cup. So like I said, you can play around with the honey amount. I've seen recipes with 2 cups of honey, and that is just so sickly sweet. I just can't. So like I said, I'm gonna put, this is clove. So I'm going to put the oils straight into, I'm just going to do this fast just for, okay? And then I'll just take my spatula and just mix it right in here. You know, no use wasting another dish. And then I'm going to just put it in the syrup, okay? And then I'll do, you know, the 1/4 cup, and I could add like a little orange to that one too. Doesn't that look cool? You like honey? Yeah. I like honey too.
I want honey.
You want some? Okay, and that's it. So we've added our oils that we want for this batch. And then just because it's cool, you're gonna have to stir it a little bit just to really, just gently. If you notice, I'm wearing purple, so if something splashes on there. So you don't wanna stir this vigorously because elderberry does stain. So just be careful, wear an apron. Especially when you're dumping the berries from the Instant Pot, just, you know, be careful of like what you have around you.
So do you usually let the berries cool in the Instant Pot in that container? No, you just dump it right in?
I just take from the Instant Pot and then I strain, you know, I just put this on, and then and I always dump the berries. Don't eat those berries. Okay, you can compost if, you know, there's that, but you know, I don't like throwing away food, but that is something that you should throw away.
It's really just the skin and
all the good stuff is out of there. Okay?
Yeah. Very cool. So now what do you do from it? Because Are you going to go ahead and put it in little droppers?
Yeah, so next,
That is so easy.
yeah, it's
Isn't
so
that
easy,
Give me
you
a thumbs
guys.
up. Like, this is amazing.
It's so easy. I mean, I like it when people buy it for me, but I like,
Of
so I
course.
teach workshops, it's like, oh, you guys, it's so
You know, it's also really important too to have that local honey. So if people are buying from the West Coast, you know, here, great. It's totally different than so-called the East Coast. You know what I mean? That's a totally different medicinal effect.
Yep.
Oh, look
So
at that.
these are, these, I really like these bottles. You could do mason jars. Don't overthink it, but I get these from Amazon. They're called Boston Round. These are 8 ounce, so I get about 4 of these, and you can see I just strained it and put it in here. So I have this little, I can do a picture of this too, but you don't have to see it. But I like to just put this on here. But what it says is, in general, for prevention, half to 1 tablespoon a day for adults. Okay, and that adults like 13 and up. And then kids, a half to 1 teaspoon a day. So tablespoon for adults, kids, half to 1 teaspoon. That's prevention every day. If somebody is exposed or sick, you want to up that every 3 hours. Okay, so it'd be like 1 tablespoon every 3 hours for an adult. And I'm telling you, you want to have it when you need it. So get a batch and have it. Freezes beautifully. If you don't want to do it every day, but you just want to have it on hand, that's fine too.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is so easy. It's amazing. But give us feedback. I want to hear questions. We want to hear concerns. We want to know if you guys have noticed benefits. Maybe some of you already been taking elderberry. I think for me, just knowing that this is all that's in the container, that's it. How do people reach out to you? How do they buy it from you?
Well, at this point, I don't
website,
ship.
right? Oh.
Okay, I don't ship
No.
right now. I
Done
kind of
locally in the neighborhood.
just do in
and-
the neighborhood.
I
I
love
may. So if you are in the Boise area, well, throw in my link and they can
Sure.
order it.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you
Yeah,
so
you're so
much,
welcome.
Shannon. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, I wish you well. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye. Okay, so Shannon, how do you go ahead and store this elderberry syrup?
Yeah, that's a good question. So because there's no preservatives in it, I always recommend either up to a month in the fridge or freeze it. You're not going to want to keep it on the shelf. And yeah, but if you're using it preventatively, this is not going to last you, a month. And so, I mean, you could whip up a batch, keep one in the fridge, put the rest in the freezer, and then just keep bringing it out.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
So a couple people have told me that please don't touch. Thanks. Okay, a couple people have told me that theirs got cloudy or kind of chunky. Tell me about that. Not your batch, just other people's batch. Like they've asked me like, hey, do you think this is still good? Some of my clients and patients have reached out and said, hey, I have elderberry syrup, but it's been sitting for a while. So what if, like, how long did you say exactly should we dispose of it? Okay.
A month. And to me, I you know how honey can caramelize up? Like I wonder if it's just the honey in there that's doing that, but
But also, if you don't make it yourself, you really don't know the ingredients 100%. I mean, yes, the label may say it is this, but you really don't know. So that's why I love that. So you store it in the fridge, and and then you said just freeze it, huh?
Yeah, it freezes beautifully. Just make sure if you're going to do that, leave room for it might stand a little bit. The other thing I wanted to point out is that I mentioned with the honey playing around with the sweetness of it, so I've settled on 3/4 cup for an entire batch. But when you're tasting it, it does get a little sweeter as it sits. So give it a little bit of time, and you can always add more honey later if you want to, if you're just not sure. And the more batches you do, you'll settle on that. But just know, like if you taste it right when you've added, it won't be as sweet after it sits for a couple hours.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,